We are sad when we see our leaders going out of our country to negotiate for more debt, for more loans, although sometimes they are called grants. We know that they are loans. And when we get to repaying them, they are very heavy on our economy. Can we try to be self-reliant using the resources in the country and avoid borrowing? We have so many odious debts in our Kenyan economy books. We need to be informed how many debts we have, the magnitude of the debt. Sometimes we are not sure. We need to be made aware because we are the people to pay those debts, the taxpayers, through our own resources. Therefore, they need to be made public so that we may know how much we owe, the progress we are making in repayment, but even know how such money has been used, because we have mentioned corruption. Could it be that some of the money we borrowed was misused, was misappropriated? Therefore, the debate should go into our National Assembly, but also be made public so that we can engage and know how much we owe. And no debts should be borrowed, of course, without involvement of Parliament. We know that previously debts have been borrowed and Parliament has not been involved, sometimes done by the executive alone. Because these debts belong to Kenyans and Parliament is where Kenyans are represented, those debts ought to be discussed there. But again, we also need to be involved because you know our new constitution that we promulgated in 2010 encourages public participation. Therefore, there is nothing for us without us. You don't borrow money that you will not repay yourself and not get to share the information. On gambling, PCA very early in the formation of its own constitution discouraged gambling. If you read our constitution, it highly discourages gambling. It encourages hard work, that people should toil, because that is what we are required to do. But this new phenomenon, where people think they can make money out of gambling, one or two make, we are not told the story of those who have spent their resources, sold their pieces of land, sold their vehicles, almost mortgaged their families, because they want to make money and they have lost big. Divorce has happened in families because money was lost in gambling. And as you have mentioned, mental health becomes an issue because the moment you lose such money, you get into stress. It gets into depression. It even gets beyond there. Therefore, much as we know that there are people who are doing business by gambling, there should be strict laws. Particularly, anybody below a certain age should not participate. And even the adverts for that should be limited. Like we know, this country became very successful in its fight against smoking. If you travel to some countries, particularly in the West, you find that smoking is still a problem. But because our country became very intentional in fighting smoking, smoking has gone down. So gambling can also go down. I know those who are in that business may not like this. But I'm not saying anything new that the PCA has not said before. We discourage it because it's causing a lot of suffering to our people.